What is good, YouTube fam? It is day 278. It is Friday today, and if y'all can see, I'm recording in my bedroom right now. So if y'all seen last night's video, we put in a new glass display case, so now we have 4 lined up across our wall for our collection, I told y'all very recently, I shortened down my collection. I had a whole bunch of like Legos, Funko Pops, this and that. If y'all have been watching my videos, y'all know I had a lot. So I sold all them, and I'm focusing now just on hot toys and movie props. And you might be saying that like it looks very like lightful over here, but over here it looks like kind of dim. So if I showed y'all before, I used to have like lights, like them little light pucks, like kind of on the top of each one of my shelves here, kind of like right up there on the top to shine light down on the characters. But those are not very great. If y'all seen, usually they'll go out after like 5 minutes. They won't really show light. So I did my research on YouTube, and I found these lights. It's gonna cost me about $170 probably to get lights for all these shelves, but I think it'll definitely be worth it. It's like a strip light. So the pucks, before you just stick them at the top, the strip lights, they stick all across. So those might be pretty good. I might order those sometime pretty soon, but I feel like I really do need some lights, if I'm spending all this money on the figures and then the shelves. I've spent probably like $700 on just the shelves alone. And then, the figures run between $300 to $400 each, depending on who. Like, there's some cheaper than others, some more expensive. Like this Anakin, he's like $400 or something like that. But someone like this Ahsoka down here is only like $140, this or that. But just to let y'all know, I might be getting me some new lights soon. I feel like they'll look very good. And this is kind of cool. I showed y'all that, so all these have keys that you have to unlock them. I told y'all I started just hanging them right here on these little tacks like this. And I took a couple extra tacks. And now over here, I have a section for the keys. So I got my first, second, third, and fourth shelf. I'll just come over here, grab a set of keys, and then open up. They're all like the same kind of like, looks like the same key, but they're all different. Like they don't work for the same one, which is kind of cool and all that. But yeah, like I said, I want to get me some new lights soon, It'll cost me upwards to probably $170, but it'll definitely be worth it in the long run. But you see, I kind of reorganized some of the characters. I decided to put the tallest character at the top. So like, for example, Thanos, even though he's sitting down, he's still one of the tallest characters, or like a Darth Vader, if you can see here, But we'll see about getting some lights someday in the future. But we got to work 12 to 8 today. I told y'all we have 3 to 8 this Friday. But he called me and he told me he wants me to come in at 12. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But I do got a package we got to go drop off. And I should have my General Grievous hot toy coming in to complete the Star Wars section. I'll have one on each shelf. I don't really like having any on the top. I told y'all I thought about putting maybe one at the top for like each of the sections, whether it's Star Wars or the Marvel. But I just don't really want to, I don't really want to I don't want to come home and one of my figures is laying on the ground, and then they're broken. That's about $300 down the drain. I'd rather just kind of fix them up how I did the Thanos. You see, I put a cardboard box for him to sit on. I put his base right there at his feet and all that good stuff. But yeah, guys, let's get headed on the road. Let's go ship off this package, and then we got the 12 to 8 work shift. Well, guys, like I said, we got a 12 to 8 work shift today, so I'm going to be there for 8 hours. I'll probably leave again to go get some lunch, It feels like that I'm paying more for food now that I've been working, but, you need food to survive. I figured out that my main necessities that I have to pay for is food and gas, with working and all that. I think I've clocked in for almost, like, 36 hours this week. I think that's the most hours I've worked in probably, like, the past year, So, probably since not this previous summer, but the year before summer. I think the summer of the year before, I worked like almost 40 hours in 1 week, 40 hours is considered full-time, but I'm doing college full-time while I'm basically working full-time, you know what I mean? But I will, I don't know how I want to balance the substitute teaching with this yet, because, I'll make a lot more money if I did substitute teaching, but it's a harder job. It's not a hard job, just watching kids all day, but it can sometimes be a little bit irritating, if you know what I mean. But I told y'all I want to get the new lights for my glass display case. I feel like that will look pretty good. So if y'all seen, they have like shelves and like stories on each. So I actually had to take out every single shelf last night. And if y'all seen, it had the little pucks before that were stuck on there. I'll just click them and then they bring down a little bit of light. Nothing too special, but I want to get some more in the future. Probably in like a week or so. I'll order some off of Amazon. They're going to be very expensive, but I feel like they'll be good. But like I was saying, with the shelves, I took the shelves out, and then the pucks. I took the pucks off of the shelf, and there's like a lot of sticky stuff left on the bottom of the shelf. That doesn't really look good if I have really expensive shelves, So I took the shelves out, like I said, took the pucks off, and then there was that sticky stuff So I had to take a little like tool or something to like scrape it all off. It took me like an hour, but I got every single one of the shelves, all that stuff off of there. So they look pretty decent if I say so myself, you know. But I'm excited to see how these new LED lights will look. I think they're like an LED kind of light. They're really, really bright. So we'll have to see if they look good or not. Like I said, I looked on YouTube and I looked at some different YouTubers that I watch for like hot toys, you know. I tell y'all, man, if I'm into something like that, I watch videos about it at least every single day, you know. So, but I will, we're gonna get headed to the gym. We got a package to drop off, and then we'll probably hang around for a little while. And if we go get some lunch, of course, I will go ahead and let y'all know. The pick for the day will probably be Zaxby's, honestly, if we go get some lunch. You know, I told y'all my big three for like eating out is Zaxby's number 1, number 2 is Burger King, and then 3 is Chick-fil-A. So it'll probably be one of those 3 for sure. But let's get headed on the road. We should hit a upper body workout today. We're doing pretty good this week. I worked out all 4 days this week. You know, I told you my back is a little bit sore from helping the movers move on Tuesday, but it's healing up pretty good. Like I said, it's not like a pain, it's just like a muscle soreness. So it's feeling decently good today. I'll say so myself. I got some good sleep. But I told you I was supposed to go in at 3, but I woke up, like I sat on my phone for like 5 or 10 minutes, and he called me. He said, hey, we got any sales this morning? I said, no. I said, the schedule says I'm there 3 to 8. And he looked and he was like, yeah, that's true. He said, next Friday, he said he's going to schedule me for like 9 to something. So, but we'll figure that out whenever that comes. But let's get headed down the road, post office, gym, and then workouts. And then I'll let y'all know about some more updates throughout the day. So let's get headed to the post office first. We are heading into the post office, guys. We got the one package, so let's go drop it off. Hey, make us some money. All right, y'all, just got to the gym a couple minutes ago. It's about 12:20 right now. And man, there was like 10 people in here, but y'all can see it is dead right now. Usually between like 12 to 4 is whenever it's like the most dead. Probably like 12 to 3, 12 to 4, something like that. But I guess it just dies down. You know, I guess people might be coming in on their lunch breaks or something like that. But who knows? We got an 8-hour shift ahead of us. But I might go run to get me some food already. I'm pretty hungry. I mean, I got food in my lunchbox, but I might save that for later. But yeah, guys, it's died down literally just in like 20 minutes. But let's make this work shift pretty good. All right, y'all, we're only about 30 minutes into the shift. It's about 12:30 right now, but I'm deciding to go ahead and head down the road to get me some Chick-fil-A. I spent $8.07. I got 3 chicken strips, and then I got some fries. I don't really ever go for a drink anymore. I need to stop like getting drinks from places, you know, which I'm not gonna say that drinks are that bad, but I said this yesterday that I feel like fast food is not as bad as like drinking like a Coke or eating like chips or eating like donuts or this or that or chocolate. But hey man, who knows? But we're gonna get headed to the Chick-fil-A and go pick up our meal, and then we're gonna get headed back to the gym, and then we'll probably have about 7-ish hours left, probably more than that. And it's gonna be a long shift, but we will definitely get through it. You know, it's a very easy and light job. I can just hang around, talk to people, and all that good stuff. But let's get headed on the road. We are now into the main city of town, about to be at the Chick-fil-A. But I think I said this other day, man, but I love like the city, even if it's just like a small town like I live in. You know, you can see there's not like any big like skyscrapers or buildings anywhere, you know. But just being in the town, you know, having a lot of places around you, that's my kind of thing. But Chick-fil-A is right over there. I don't really know if y'all can see right where the flag is hanging, but we're gonna get headed over there and get our food. We are in the Chick-fil-A parking lot right now, if y'all can see the sign over there. But this is a random thought. I never ever go into the drive-thru. If you can see the drive-thru over there, there's people in it. It's stretching out all the way like to the back side of where you even get in. But I always just do the curbside pickup. I literally just walk in, I go to the little pickup area and I pick it up. It takes like 2 minutes. That's a lot quicker than the drive-thru, you know. No hate if you like the drive-thru, but man, you'll be waiting in there for almost 30 minutes probably. But let's go ahead and let's go pick up our chicken tenders and then our fries. Just left the Chick-fil-A. We got our food right there. We're waiting at a red light right now to turn left and then get headed back to the gym. But man, I really do like this weather. It's about like 50 to 60 degrees right now. And it kind of reminds me of about fall to Christmas time. I love going on them shopping trips. You know what I mean? Going shopping for myself, for my family, for Christmas, and all that good stuff. But I'm looking forward to doing that this time. You know, I got to go get some stuff. And of course, Christmas presents for family, this and that, friends. And then, you know, if I find anything cool, you know me, I will definitely be purchasing. But let's get headed back to the gym and finish off the work shift. We still got a while though. It's like 12:42 there, so I said I put a sign on the door saying I'd return at 12:50, but hey man, we're gonna be there pretty soon. All them cars coming by. But like I said, I'm looking forward to future shopping trip videos. You know, I like just going places, exploring, you know, find some cool stuff I can add to my collection and all that stuff. But let's get headed back down the road. Guys, I'm not trying to flex on y'all or anything, but this literally has to be the easiest job in the world. I'm just sitting here watching The Falcon and Winter Soldier, the TV show. I'm literally just chilling, man. There's nobody here. I think there's like one person working out somewhere over there, but y'all, I got about 20 minutes left. I got me some pizza here that I took from the house this morning, but hey man, we might have a pretty big work week this next week. I signed up 2 people over here on the schedule. I signed up 2 people, so in total for this week I should have an extra $30+ added onto our pay, which would be pretty good for me. And then my manager, she's actually going to be out of town next week, so I might have me a, I don't want to say 50-hour work week, but you never know, man. I'm going to be making me some pretty good money, if you know what I mean. I'm going to text the boss tomorrow though, and I'm going to ask him what he thinks about that. You know, I could work 9 to 8 Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday, and I could work like 1 to 8 on Tuesday because, you know, I got class every Tuesday, and then Saturday is just however long, you know. But we'll have to see about that if it's gonna be a good plan or not. But like I said, man, I'm just chilling here watching TV. You know, this is my setup. So I got the regular computer there, which is like signing up members, and I scoot my chair over here. I got my bag and all this stuff, my water bottles. I got the work phone in case I need to answer it. Watch stuff, do schoolwork, pizza, water bottle, just living the dream, man. But I'll see y'all whenever we get home. The Hot Toys General Grievous just got delivered to the house, it said a little bit while ago, so he will look good on my new shelf. But let's finish out this little work shift. Just got off of work, everybody, and man, that's a crazy view, isn't it? I gotta get turned to the left here. That is tough. Let's get headed back to the house. Guys, y'all are not gonna believe this. I was on the way home, man, and I live on a mountain, and I just hit a deer. Look at my car, it is destroyed now. Y'all see all that? This broke off. Sorry if you can't see too good, but this is just destroyed. I might have to get the insurance. Hopefully it's gonna have to fix this, but that is rough. You can see everything shattered in there. Golly, that sucks, but I mean, it is what it is. It's nothing you can really control. You see, this side looks good from there. But dude, I think it was like 3 or 4 of them just ran by, and they just got destroyed. We're gonna have to fix that, which is kind of rough. You can see. We'll let God take care of this, you know. But hey man, let's get headed back into the house, and I'm gonna show y'all this new hot toy, General Grievous. Well, guys, anyways, we are back home now. I told y'all about my car. That's kind of rough. We'll get that fixed sometime soon. You know what I mean? But we got us a new figure. The General Grievous will go good on our shelf. But let's open this bad boy up, and let's see what he looks like. Alrighty, everyone. This is the new General Grievous figure right here. So this is not a Hot Toy. If it was a Hot Toy, it would have the little brand right there at the below of the box. But it's made by the same brand of Hot Toys. You know, this is the Sideshow 6-scale General Grievous. Only $100 for these. You know, I mentioned all my Hot Toys relatively range between like $200 to $400, depending on which ones that you get. You know what I mean? But this one only ran me for $100, which is pretty good right there. But let's open this thing up, and then we'll get him onto our shelf. Right quick before we actually open it, I did not realize this. So this is like I think this is the back of the box, actually. This might be the front here. Look at, or the front or back, either one. It just looks sick. That's some pretty cool artwork, isn't it? But like I said, this isn't a Hot Toy. This is just a Sideshow brand, but they still looks pretty good. So let's get this bad boy opened. The figure is now out of the packaging. Everyone, look at how massive he is. He is huge, isn't he? I think he's taller than, let's see, him compared to a shelf. Yeah, he's tall as crap. I might put him in like kind of like a crouch pose, you know. He'll definitely be going on probably that top shelf for that one. We'll have to see, but he comes with some swap out arms. You see he has 4 arms here. He's got 2 there, 2 there. Very, very nice. And he's got 2 swap out ones, which are just like single arms. But these are the accessories. Look at this pole that he comes with. The Magna Guard pole, very good. Here's his base right here. We'll get that out later. And then these are all, look at how shiny them lightsabers are. The cool thing is also, look, they're magnets. They're magnetized, which is kind of cool for some reason, you know. He comes with his blaster and all that. But these are a pretty good amount of accessories, you know what I mean? For to be this big of a figure, you know. Here's the box art and all that. I love the Hot Toy boxes, but let's get this guy into some poses, and then he will go good on our shelf. Oh, also, he comes with a cape right here, if you can see. I might pose him with this or not. I don't know. We'll have to see. But he comes with his cape from the movie. But yeah, this is a very, very good figure. So, everyone, if you can see at the top left, we got our new General Grievous. I decided to open up all the cases. If you can see how all the doors are open, because I was watching back one of the clips from earlier this morning. You know that it's like a bad like reflection whenever I'm trying to show off my figures. But like I said, soon we'll be getting some cool lights for this. But we got our new General Grievous here. Same thing as Thanos. They have Thanos in like that kind of like sitting pose. They're such big characters, you know. I had to put Grievous in like kind of like a squatting down pose. But hey, I got him in there, and he looks good if I say so myself. He's got, like I said, 4 arms, 4 lightsabers in the movies. Only $100, man. Pretty good. We got more Star Wars there. Same thing this shelf, more Star Wars being led by Darth Vader. And then we got our Marvel shelves there. Boom. And then boom. Looking very, very great, man. But like I showed y'all, man, my car has just got destroyed. But we will, hopefully, my dad, he ended up calling the insurance people, you know. They said they'll go ahead and they'll get that done, you know. I think I have to pay like a $500, like, deductible fee or something like that. But hey, like I say a lot, man. I spent a lot of money on like Hot Toys and collectibles and stuff like this. But hey, I got $500 put back so I can save my car, you know what I mean? I need my car, you know, for working and all that good stuff, but I could probably still drive it around, you know? It's not like, I'm not going to be driving around at night till probably Monday, so hopefully by that Monday we can go drop it off somewhere, all that good stuff. But like I said, man, I do spend a lot of money on stuff y'all might say, like all these dang Hot Toys that I got, but I do have money put back for certain situations just like that, you know? If I can just take out $500, and then that's like my little emergency fund for stuff like that, but we're gonna be heading out for the night, guys. But I'm very happy of how our Hot Toys collection has came in. Very happy with this new General Grievous. He's huge, isn't he? I put the cape on him and everything. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna see y'all boys later. And we had a pretty long day today, all that good stuff. But we got through it. That's all I know. But hey, man, I'm gonna see y'all boys later. Peace. Actually, guys, right quick before I head out for the night, I reorganized my Star Wars Hot Toy boxes. If you can see, we got the new General Grievous box. Like I said, he's an absolutely massive figure. His box art looks pretty good, too, but I decided to turn the Star Wars sideways. You see, I got my 4 there, and I got 2 more there, and the same thing for Marvel. But yeah, guys, like I said, I'm going to be heading out for the night, so I'll see y'all boys later. Peace.